and he's just 22. Let's hear from one of the more experienced players in the United dressing room. Let's hear from their goalkeeper in the wake of the 4-0 defeat. Here's David De Gea.
I think it's worth making clear that you asked to do this interview, you wanted to speak. What do you want to say?
Of course, it's just to take my responsibility today. I think I cost 3 points to my team today, to be honest. It was a poor performance from myself. Of course, then after the first mistake and the second, it was very tough for the team to keep playing, and it was a horrible day.
Did you just feel like that first mistake took the game down a completely different path to the one it might have gone down?
I think so. That can happen, to be honest, in professional football. Mistake like I made, that's for sure. Of course, we should react better, but at the moment that we are living now, it's tough every time we concede a goal. So I should have saved the first shot, and probably the result will be different.
I was going to ask you about the second goal as well. Is that pass in there what the manager's asking you to do, or if you had your time again, I guess you're going long?
No, it just depends of how the game's going. Sometimes maybe I have to read the game better and kick it long, and I try to play maybe when I shouldn't play to Christian. But of course we always try to play, we always try to have the ball, but sometimes like today they press one against one to the whole pitch, so I should read better today.
I know you're being big, you're fronting up, you're taking responsibility, but does the fact that one mistake from yourself ends in a 4-0 defeat, does that show how fragile you are as a group at the moment, how fragile that confidence is?
Of course, we are not like all the teams. They concede one goal and then they win 5-1 or 6-1, so that doesn't matter if they made a mistake. This is why I think I cost today 3 points, because it was an easy save, and it was 1-0 for them, and I feel it already. The team was going down, and of course, like I said, we have to react much better and be capable of score goals at least, and it was a poor performance.
Does it just feel though, after really promising pre-season, like really easily the scars of last season have been reopened?
Yeah, I think it's too easy to play pre-season when you play for nothing. Then when you have to play the games that matters is when you need bravery, you need to be more consistent and be a proper players. In my case, it wasn't the case today, so I need to keep working as much as I can and just head up all together, stick together as a team and keep working. It's the beginning. We have a lot to learn, a new manager, new players as well, so it's a lot to improve.
Lastly, you said a lot to improve. Have you any idea how you turn this round?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I just think teams are improving a lot. Everyone, and it looks like we are nearly in the same page. But to be honest, it was a good, like you say, good pre-season. But it's not enough. We have to show in the Premier League games when is the games that matter. So we always say the same, but stick together, work even harder than we are working. Try to learn as quick as possible what the manager wants, and just play for this badge, play for the club, put our lives on our games.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, David.
Let's remind ourselves, United did the double over Brentford last season pretty comfortably, and there was so much talk about second season syndrome, as we heard from the interviewer there. There was no sign of it, clearly, against Manchester United today. In some respects, was that the opposite from what we saw from United in terms of their energy and their tactics, I mean?
Well, they played that way last season. They're a well-coached side. He's a good manager, Thomas Frank. For them to be promoted and play the way they did, finish almost mid-table, one of the best, well-coached side, one of the best teams on set pieces. They play a lot of long balls, a lot of direct balls. They're hard to play against. They know their strengths. They got a good spine to the team, and they pose a threat going forward. So they played like they did last season, and Brentford were ready for Manchester United today. They knew how they were going to play. They knew we were going to try and play out. You said it there, in the hard work and the work ethic and the intensity. They were ready, and United couldn't live with Brentford at any point in the game. And I'm just surprised by, look, they made some mistakes and the goals were poor, but I'm just surprised by that there was no fight to get back into the game, no tackling, no aggression, no. That's what football at this level is about. Competition. That's how you make it. It's about competition. Forget the tactics. Me and him, we play against it. It's a competition.
Yeah.
And I got to win that. And if I win that, and the next guy wins that, and then you got a chance. Brentford won every battle today, and that's where it starts. And look, Erik ten Hag wants to play his football. That's fine, but you gotta win the battles, and they didn't win any today.
But Quentin, where do you put that down to? What do you put it down to? That lack of not winning your individual battles.
That's down to the players. Everyone's got to take responsibility for that. For the manager, the players. But the players, it comes from pride, personal pride. You go onto the pitch, you do not want to get beat. As Owen just mentioned, whoever you're playing against, you're not going to beat me today. You're passing, take pride in your passing, tackling, running back. This should be all normal for Manchester United players. We shouldn't even be sitting here having this conversation. So already that's alarming that we have to discuss that. And then the other part, you're going forward in the attacking half. We've got players there that can do it. Marcus, Sancho, obviously Ronaldo, has done it all. But you expect them to ask the questions. The confidence just looks so low, but as I always mentioned, you want to see that fight at least. You're going to lose games in life. That's fine. That happens. It's part of life. But you fight.
But it begs the question, Owen, what's been going on during pre-season?
Yeah, but pre-season is pre-season. Pre-season is like being good on the driving range. And then you go out and smash the ball over the golf course. It's not the real thing. Pre-season, none of us took pre-season that serious. You're there to get fit. Look, everybody's kind of working on things, and they look good in pre-season, but this is the real deal. And they weren't ready against Brighton, and they weren't ready today. So I think we were all positive and optimistic. Erik ten Hag, look, he's a super coach, and he's done an amazing job at Ajax. But these two games have definitely not gone to plan. It's probably the biggest understatement. And I don't know, all of a sudden now the confidence it was down from last season and it's carried over. And I think we're all hopeful that it's going to be positive change. We haven't seen it, and today was, to say the least. And I don't know how you can turn around that so quickly, because they just look like the confidence is just gone.
Quentin talks about, in your day, the pride of wearing the United shirt. Should they still be proud to wear that United shirt?
Look, it's an absolute privilege and an honour to wear that football shirt. The history. Forget about...
Is it weighing heavy on them? What is it?
Yeah, it's probably weighing heavy. They're going through a tough time. But we've all been there as players. We've all had terrible games. You know how you get through it? You work, you fight, and you can compete. Forget about... football is about competition. Forget about the tactics and all that stuff. You got to win your individual battles. That's what it's about. And they're not winning any. And the only way you're going to get through it is if you push through it and you get to the other side. Even before the game, I said, hopefully they win, but I just want a performance.
Yeah, but you said at the start, when I asked you, are you confident of seeing a reaction after the Brighton game? And you said, I'm not sure, which actually speaks volumes, perhaps, of where this current United squad is. Well,
no, I was hopeful. I was trying to be optimistic. I'm tired of being critical and negative. I want to be positive. But when you watch that, what are you supposed to say? You can't sit there and say, heard the boys in commentary saying, were there any positives? No, there wasn't any.
We looked at each other. We brought on Malaysia, second half, the left back. Malaysia. And he did a tackle, and we looked at each other. He's the only one who had a reaction. It took a kid to react and shout at his teammates, come on, we need that. It shouldn't take a kid. That should be happening from the players anyway, amongst themselves. Ask keeping at standards, having accountability for your performance. And that team spirit, you want to see that. I said throughout for pre-season, United need to have a team. Still, it's not a team. We had to go with each other when we played. Not because just for fun, but we knew the standards. We wanted us to keep that standard every single day in training and matches. He didn't see that. It took the kid to come on, to have a go at his teammates, to saying, come on, we need a reaction.
David De Gea, and the fact that he said in the interview he wanted to come out and front up, does he deserve credit at least for that, Quentin?
Yeah, in a way, it's great that David comes out. He's facing the music, but he knows himself he should have done better. But look, if it wasn't for David for the last 6 years, there would have been his missing. He's been the best player for the last 5, 6 years. So yes, he's going to have mistakes, but he mentioned that you got to have reaction. not just from himself, but from the rest of the team. So,
Owen?
Yeah, you got to show a lot of respect for David because he cares. You know, he really cares. He played great last season. Him and Cristiano were the only ones. But I don't put all the blame on him. Yeah, he made a huge mistake at 1-0. You got plenty of time to get back in the game. You got plenty of time to fight back, and that's what wasn't there. And I think David's been in those teams where they've fought back and come back, and they've down 1 and they go and win 3-1, 4-1, whatever. But that fight back wasn't there, and I think that would be the worry for him, looking at it, thinking, when they had that suffered the first blow, they just went down, and then there was another one. There's another one. You got so much time to just fight back and push through, and that's what sport's about. It's about competition, and for whatever reason, they don't have it right now.
We can now hear from the United boss. Here's Erik Ten Hag.
It's a bad day, a really bad day. Can you explain at this moment why and how that's happened?
Not difficult for me, also surprise. And when you start the game like this, I think in 35 minutes you concede 4 goals. It's not possible. And so the team has to take the responsibility. I feel really sorry for the fans. They did everything to support us, but we let them down.
So you say surprise. Is it disbelief really at what you've seen at the moment?
Also to do with that, but it's just they are good players, and then you have to take responsibility on the pitch as a team and as individual, and that is what we didn't do.
So you say it's the team, so they didn't do what you asked them to do today?
No, what I asked him to do is play with belief and take responsibility for his performance, and that is what we didn't do.
So are you surprised at that? Like, they seem like a very fragile group of players. They started well last week and it quickly went wrong. Even the first 4-5 minutes today weren't so bad, and then the minute something goes wrong, they seem to really struggle.
Yeah, that is the truth, and we have to see that, and we have to work on that. And it's only when we stick together and we work hard, we come over that. But belief you have to bring on the pitch for yourself and as a team.
Is that something for you as a manager, belief, that's very, very difficult to change?
No.
You can't do it on the training pitch, is what I mean.
Of course, no. Don't get me wrong. The manager is responsible as well. He's the main responsibility. So, and I take that. And I will work on that. And of course, I have to give them belief, but also they have to give them. They have to give it by themselves.
The first couple of goals come from Brentford pressing you high. What's wrong there? Is it the decision making, the idea itself, the execution? What would you say?
I think nothing from that.
No.
It's about individual mistake. Clear.
You're talking about the first goal, or both first goal?
First and 2, both. Cannot happen. On this level cannot happen, but happened, and we have to take the lessons out.
David has just been out and done an interview, actually says, my fault. He almost was saying for the whole thing. Is he right to say that? I know the first goal, a keeper as good as him does better, normally.
He's a great goalkeeper. And but first goal, you know that, and that's clear.
And does it change the course of the game, though?
Of course, but then still, that is what I mean. You have to stick to the plan and move on. Mistakes as part of football. So you have to keep going, play as a team, and especially act.
Tell us about the changes you made at half-time. 3 changes. It looked like you were trying to introduce more height into the team. Was it that simple, or did you have different thinking?
No, that had nothing to do with it. And it was more to bring 3 fresh ones. And you see, the 4-0 is not possible. That is the message, what you then give. But I could have changed all 8 others as well.
Is it going to be a big job for Lisandro Martinez, who's one of the players you changed? Is it going to be a big job for him to adapt to the Premier League, especially in games like that where it's direct and physical at times?
Yeah, but I don't think it was that was the issue, that we conceded 4 goals.
Okay, what was the issue?
Yeah, what I just mentioned. So individual mistakes.
Okay, you said when you took the job you knew this was a level up, the club, maybe the league as well. Has what you found surprised you? Has it been more even than you thought?
No, we are as a team in a difficult process. Of course, you expect a different start. It's not what we expected. We did quite well, but it seems like what happens in the past last season. We bring it into the season. We have to change that really quickly.